We're trying something. We got the Stock Pro R, brand new, no paddles. Gonna go against the Speed with the SS360s. It's a brand new car. Spent about 18 grand at Hollander afterwards to make it run good and be cooler. And then we got an Evo E85 tuned Mav R. So these two cars are gonna go, they're gonna go at the same time. Then the Mav R will give him a car, he'll go. I'll give him 4 cars with White Lightning, and then I'll go. You flag them off. Joe's got MTS and Justin's got shock therapy. We're just gonna have him do little jumps here and we'll see what one does best. There's the 35-mile-an-hour send on the shock therapy. Let's see how she handles it. Oh, it's pretty smooth. He needs a little more oomph. Pretty smooth. They need a little more oomph to really show the better. Turn it up, boys! Turn it up! Pretty buttery. Ooh, I think Joe got a little more aggressive. You can hear it. But they're both pretty buttery. We're gonna really have to send these to really test out the suspension here. Just come in a little hotter. Pretty good, still very smooth. Little popping and banging. Both of them very smooth. Joe's going again. Don't lift till he sees God. Oh! He set that one. I think they do both very good. Chloe in the RS1. Yeah. All right, everybody, want to go over a few tricks of leading and how to lead, and then also how to follow. I've done this a long time ago. A few people really appreciated it, but kind of want to go over some more details and show you guys what you can do to be a better leader. Don't think that I have all the answers here, but some things that I have figured out over time with people getting upset about me going too fast and trying to gather everybody up and trying to do the whole bunching and yo-yo effect to keep everybody tight. As you saw in our last, helicopter chase ride, I was trying to bunch as much as I could, but go at a good pace. The helicopter said, dude, you need to keep everybody bunched for the video. You don't really want to be spread out because it won't look good. So I was trying to bunch as much as I could. So a few things that I do as a leader that maybe can help you guys if you're leading, what you can do. And then a few things that if you're following, what you can do. So for example, I'll have a few different images here, but just to kind of show you right here, as I'm leading, when I felt like when I was doing, the big bull turns, I could kind of look over, kind of see where the guy in last was, see if there was much of a gap there. And so when I did that, I would look, see that, and then when I was going to the next bull, as you can see, I'm kind of letting off the throttle a little bit earlier, kind of rolling up the hill a little bit, but I'm going to the very top part of the hill, just to be able to have fun, still be going at a good pace for me to be able to enjoy as a leader, but making it so that the other guy can catch up, because he doesn't need to go to the top and hit the very top rail of the hill. And so as you can see here, and then the next car down, he's cutting right there. I mean, he's going half the speed, and he's only about 15 feet down from where I'm at. So that makes a huge difference as a leader, just going really high on the bowls, really high on the turns. A lot of times, you know, like at Glamis, you don't have quite as near these big bowls to where you can really do that. So things I do in Glamis, I just try to find tricky lines that are difficult, that slow me down, that make it so it's fun for me. But as a follower, you also need to put 2 and 2 together there. And I've had a lot of people do not put 2 and 2 together there. And so what they end up doing is they try to follow my exact line. Be aware of that. Take the short lines. And as you progress and get better and more comfortable going faster, then you can start to take the line of the leader. But if you can't follow and you're struggling to keep up, don't take his lines unless you need to make the line. Go low on the bull. For example here, I'm going to show you right here where we got multiple cars, and look at Chloe in the RS1. She's smart. She's a good rider. We've kind of been teaching her, training her how to do the ridge run, helping her understand. A lot of it's just giving her confidence that she can do it. Any car could pretty much do everything we're doing. The only difference is now she's at a much higher speed in her RS1, and she's having to max it out, so she goes through a couple belts here and there. But she's taking a lower line. Justin's taking a little bit higher line than her, and then I'm taking even a higher line. It just makes it so you don't have to have near as much top speed. The next day, you know, we're duning. Is my family's kind of first week of really truly going duning. My kids, my wife, they're not into the adrenaline stuff. So what we were doing, as you can see right here, we were cutting down. I mean, I was barely even getting side hilled at all. If you can see right here, everybody's high on the bull. That's what I was doing. I was able to do that and be going about, I don't know, a third of their speed because I'm not going high on the bulls. And so that's just something to look for as a follower. You should pay attention to that. If you're struggling to keep up, instead of apologizing, I'm sorry I can't keep up, or instead of being embarrassed, no one's going to be mad at you for cutting the line down low on the bull. So just do that. Cut the line down right here on the bull, and then it'll be a lot quicker for you, and you're not holding anyone up, and you're not needing to apologize. And then as you get better, you can slowly progress. Everything just takes practice. Don't expect to go out there the first time. I wasn't great my first time. I was doing everything horribly wrong. I came from a dirt bike background, and so I was always just going to the top of hills, plopping my engine right on the spine, looking for a jump. So when I got into a razor my first time, I was kind of doing that similar type of a thing, and it was horrible doing. One thing I've noticed with some of the people that kind of new into the game, when they're going up these big hills, they're kind of going slow before they enter the hill, and then they're going rolling up the hill, and then about a quarter of the way up the hill, or halfway up the hill, when they start to lose a lot of momentum, that's when they're getting on the throttle. And if you ask me, that's completely exact opposite thing that you want to do. I like to be able to hit the bottom of the hill. It's also why I need to have good suspension. So that's why I have an MTS suspension, so I can hit the bottom of the hill a little bit with quite a bit of power and speed. And I like to be in the throttle there, so that at the end of the day, when I get halfway up the hill, I have enough momentum that I can roll up the top of the hill and make it over. It's a good way to make it so you can get to the top. Also, it makes it so, okay, a belt blows, you're not just stuck dead in the water, facing upward, scared out of your mind. Hope that helps. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in.